Okay, proud of our guys' effort tonight against a really good Minnesota team. That I do think we benefited in the fact that they probably had some tired legs from Friday night. But take nothing away from our guys' approach. Certainly defensively set the tone, and I thought our bench gave us a real lift when we needed to and got into some foul trouble. But it was good to see a good team effort tonight.
Chris, you talk often about how you respond to things throughout the course of the season. Tough loss last week. What did you see in the days leading up to this, and was this the kind of response you were hoping for?
Yeah, I think obviously guys were disappointed, and we knew we've got some really good teams. Minnesota's a good team. I think Illinois, we got it back to back following the Syracuse game, so I think our guys understood what's in front of them. And as much as we can, we're trying to preach just learning from every circumstance, and good and bad, and we'll try to learn from this one tomorrow. But our guys had a good approach, and I think our older guys led the way there.
Coach, could you just talk about the team's aggressiveness tonight, especially on the boards and going after loose balls? That you've been talking about that all year, and it looked like you can't really get your red marker out on that because it looked like they're all over the place.
Well, maybe I can. Maybe I'll try. I'll do my best. I think, offensive rebounding there was a really good segment in the first half where we really offensive rebounded the ball, and I've got to look at some things because I do think we didn't have always the best floor balance at times that led to some of their breaks and easy scores. There's a little bit of give and take there, but I thought there was some really good aggressiveness. It's what Kyle Young does. You put him alongside Caleb, and there is two interior offensive rebounders, and then you add Musa, and Andre's got to continue to grow in that area. So it was good for us.
When you talk about floor balance, do you mean lineups on the court or where you guys were positioned on the court?
Both, but there are times where we were sending four to the glass, and I think we just have to be tactically a little bit sounder, and that's my responsibility. We just have to be a little more sounder with some of those lineups.
You said there was a really good segment in the first half, offensive rebounding. There was that possession where you guys had, I think, 4 or 5 rebounds. Is that kind of what you're talking about, and what did that possession mean to you guys?
Well, I thought our guys were doing what we've tried to preach to them, and we have guys that can keep balls alive. And this is a really good Minnesota rebounding team, but it was good to see. I think guys kept balls alive. We had a couple tip outs that were really important tonight, and it set the tone with our aggressiveness. But again, it cost us a little bit there in the first half too.
How important were Musa's minutes in the first half? Obviously not having Luther and not having that kind of spark that he brings. I think he had 11 first half points. Just what did you see from him tonight?
It's great. Yeah, it was great. I thought guys really found him, and he did a great job being assertive, and I think a lot of them were within the offense. The biggest thing for Musa has been understanding where his offense can be impactful and not turning the ball over, and we've really preached staying aggressive, but he's had some high turnover games. But here of late, I think he's done a really good job taking care of it. And defensively, I think he can even get better. He wasn't great defensively last game. That's why I took him out in certain situations. But he was fantastic today and gave us great life and energy when we needed it.
Fouled out, but just how would you assess the way he guarded, Coffee? I know you guys threw a lot of guys at him, but he's one of the more athletic guards in the Big Ten. How would you assess his defensive play in that game? Yeah,
better than the other night. I think better than the other night. I thought he got straight line driven the other night, and too much, but much better. And he's got to be a really good defender for us. Musa does when he's on the floor. He's got to be one of our better perimeter defenders. He's capable of that.
When Caleb picks up 2 fouls early and you go to the lineup where you've got Kyle at the 5, what's an advantage that you have there? Because I'm pretty sure that was a lineup where you guys go on that 21-2 run. What's the advantage of having Kyle at the 5?
More mobility, and it's a little bit out of necessity. But we throw Jay in there as well. And I've always said there are times where we'll always play kind of power forwards. It's college basketball, right? We'll play 2 power forwards together, or a power forward and a small forward and then 3 guards, So Caleb's he's our true post, but we got other guys that are just like a lot of guys in college basketball. They can play either kind of forward spot. And I think mobility, activity, Kyle's had 2 games where he's been very active.
Offensively, does it kind of change the approach now? Because obviously when Caleb's in the game, you want to go through him as much as humanly possible. But when you got Kyle out there, is it more just kind of run and gun as far as offensively after you get a defensive rebound?
Yeah, I don't know if I characterize it as run and gun, but I would say there's a little bit of a different pace. You saw it at the end of the Creighton game. It's a little bit of a different pace to our offense when he's in there. And because we do lose some offense when Caleb's not in there for whatever reason, foul trouble or getting the blow or whatever.
Chris, how would you assess Luther's defensive coaching in the first half?
Luther's?
Yeah.
How was he trying to coach from the sideline?
Oh, you didn't see? You weren't aware? Like,
no.
He was coaching everybody defensively in the first half. I would assume that
he's a
you would be
beautiful
able to
kid,
miss
man.
that.
He's a beautiful kid. I didn't see it. It's coaches were all oblivious to everything. I actually walked upstairs and was through the practice arena, and there's a big shoe display, and I guess it's been up for like 3 months. And I pointed to an assistant and said, "Did they just put that up?" And he looked at me like I was an absolute idiot. I guess it had been up for like 3 months. So anyway, I didn't notice it, but that's Luther. He's a beautiful kid.
And then Coach Patino mentioned your team and toughness 3 or 4 times. What do you like to hear other coaches say about your team, maybe more than any other?
That we're hard to play, and we play together. They're a tough team too. I just think it's hard when you play at 9 o'clock on Friday, and you're coming back to this one. But I mean, they're a tough team as well. I just think that's who we have to be. I didn't always feel like that against Syracuse, but I thought Syracuse played really tough as well.
Chris, Andre had a 3-point play at the end of the first half when Minnesota was putting on a run and let you go in with an 11-point lead.
Andre
did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just where are you, or I guess how would you assess your comfort level with going to him when you need that or a big shot at another point in a game? I know you wanted to see growth from him. Have you seen it so far?
I think he's been pretty aggressive, which I like. We've tried to get him the ball in the long post some. Andre's always going to be a guy where his impact is on both ends, and he's got a very high basketball IQ. Both of the Westons do, but every kid thinks about score. I think he's going to have moments where he's going to score like he did tonight in double figures, but his impact's going to be in doing a lot of things really well at this level. I mean, we're not trying to turn him into Keita because he's not Keita. He's Andre, and he's different.
Your 21-2 run, Musa and Andre had 17 of those points. Is that something you've seen from them before, and is that able to be replicated consistently?
No, I've not seen that before, and I'm more than happy to replicate it again if we can. But that's just kind of how the flow of the game went. But no, I mean, we got such a new group. I don't think I've seen that from this group before. Mm-mm.
And then do you have any update on Luther?
Just progressing. Yeah, just progressing. Luther Muhammad continues to do rehab. I don't have any indication for what Wednesday night's going to be. I mean, we're playing a team that almost beat the #1 team in the country. Like, they're super physical, and playing them there is going to be a great challenge. I hope. But right now I couldn't say one way or the other.
How important, excuse me, how important is it to start league play 1-0 just for confidence and whatnot going forward?
I think that's very important. It's also very important to get the ones that you can at home. I always feel like in league play you got to get the ones you can get, because there are going to be some where it's just going to be hard to get that one. Like, it's not going to be your night. You're playing the team on a night where they're playing exceptional. They're playing their best. Like, you're not going to be able to get that one. That happens in league play, and it happens to a variety of times based on your ability. So the ones you can get, you got to get, and that's why it was important.
Obviously, it's a little strange because of how the schedule's been the last 2 years, playing these 2 games earlier on. But do you make sure the guys know, hey, this is Big Ten now? This isn't non-conference anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had the older guys talk to the younger guys about the difference between Big Ten play or league play and non-league play. Not just Big Ten play, but we had the older guys that just ask them, quizzed them on what's the difference. I wanted our younger guys to hear that from our older guys, and they hammered it.
How much of a focus was three-point defense tonight, especially with keeping them for 0 for 13?
22 was the guy that I think he's a terrific player, terrific young shooter. The guys will tell you he was one of the stars of our scouting report. I thought we had good awareness of him, really good awareness of him.
Talked about being able to get contributions from a lot of different guys. Joey Lane in the first half.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time in his career. Is that something he's shown you in practice? Is that a result of Luther's injury or what?
A little bit of both. We had talked about, as a staff, potentially playing him in the first half for a minute or two. He's been good in practice. Dude just cares about Ohio State winning, and something to be said for that.
Is it something with his defense? Does he bring you something on the defensive end?
No.
No?
I mean, I don't know how else to say that. We needed it. We were in foul trouble. He was ready, but it was not a defensive substitution necessitated because of his defensive ability, more foul trouble. Yeah, I do have one last thing. So there's a few things I don't understand in life. I don't understand why airlines overbook their flights when they know how many seats they have. I do not understand that. I don't understand how Rocky III never got an Academy Award nomination. It's a heck of a movie. It's a fine film. And I can't for the life of me understand how we are number 6 in the final college football playoff ranking. I don't get it. I'm out.